Mr Deputy President, Canada, Uruguay, Spain, Netherlands, South Africa, Mexico, Belize, Costa Rica, Jamaica, Argentina, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Belgium, Portugal, Switzerland, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Russia, Alaska, California, Colorado, Illinois, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan, Nevada, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, Washington DC, and the Australian Capital Territory. This is a geographically diverse, politically diverse, ethnically diverse list of countries from across the globe that have one thing in common. They have decriminalised or legalised personal use of cannabis. Well done, the Honourable Scott Farlow. After November this year, it may be the case that the entire United States of America joins the list. After the announcement this week that if elected, President Joe Biden would move to decriminalise cannabis and expunge previous convictions for personal use of cannabis. Decriminalising cannabis is not a radical proposition. It is New South Wales that is lagging in not even conducting a public conversation about this issue. It is economically sensible. The unbelievable waste of police resources and corrections on administering the legal regime around cannabis is immense. Also, the fact that people consuming cannabis, and despite the fact it is illegal, there are many, are lining the pockets of old mate drug dealer down the road, propping up organised crime in New South Wales. The COVID crisis has shown us that following expert health advice when managing a health crisis is good policy. Expert medical advice has something to say about how we manage drug use as well. The overwhelming consensus of health experts is that making drugs like cannabis illegal and the primary response to drug use being a legal one is completely useless and is indeed counterproductive. It does not promote good health outcomes. Because it is illegal, cannabis is completely unregulated, despite the fact it is no more harmful or addictive than alcohol and tobacco, and in fact may well be less harmful. Those substances are legal and carry health regulations, age limits, consumption limits, taxations, levy, advertising about to highlight risks, such as during pregnancy. None of this applies to cannabis use. Decriminalising cannabis is also socially significant. We all know that certain groups, already pretty alienated from the politics of this parliament, like young people and Indigenous people, are disproportionately impacted by criminalising cannabis use. The facts are clear. If any one of us was found walking down Macquarie Street with a small amount of cannabis, if this were to happen, the almost certain outcome would be a caution, no further action. If a young Indigenous kid walking in front of us happened to be stopped, there's a 4 times greater chance they'd face court action. Look at the economics, look at the health outcomes, look at the social outcomes, look at what the health experts say, look at what the community expects. There is overwhelming public support for cannabis decriminalisation. Look at our international partners. They are moving and we are lagging. Let's get New South Wales on the right side of history and decriminalise cannabis in this state.